Wedding planners, what is the dumbest couple you've ever met? I've been a wedding planner for 6 years and I've seen everything, but nothing, and I mean nothing, compares to Michael and Kaylee. They contacted me through my website after their previous planner quit. During our first meeting, they seemed normal enough, both in their early 30s, decent jobs, and planning a 200-person wedding at a vineyard. But then Kaylee pulled out this 3-inch thick binder full of Pinterest printouts and said, "We want all of this, but better." The first sign of their true intelligence level came when I asked about their budget. Michael literally said, "Oh, we don't have one. We'll just pay for whatever." When I explained that everyone needs a budget, even billionaires, they looked at me like I was speaking in another language. After some pulling, they finally admitted they had about $15,000 saved for a wedding they were envisioning would cost $100,000 minimum. Here's where it gets good. Instead of scaling back, they decided they would just DIY everything. And I don't mean cute little handmade favors. They wanted to build their own dance floor. Neither had ever held a hammer. Michael said he watched a lot of YouTube and could handle it. Their solution to the catering budget? They would buy all the food from Costco the morning of the wedding, and Kaylee's cousins would heat it up for 200 people in a venue with 2 microwave. But the pinnacle of their genius was their plan to save on alcohol. They wanted guests to bring their own booze, but didn't want it to look tacky, so they created a spirits registry where guests could sign up to bring specific bottles of alcohol. When I pointed out that the venue required licensed bartenders and wouldn't allow outside alcohol, Michael suggested we just not tell them. 2 months before the wedding, they called me in a panic. They'd been kicked out of their venue for trying to negotiate paying half the deposit now and the rest later when they had more money. They hadn't signed any contracts or paid any vendors besides my initial consultation fee. Their solution? Get married in Kaylee's parents' backyard instead, which would have been fine, except the parents lived in a townhouse with a yard the size of a postage stamp. They hadn't actually asked permission yet. They still wanted all 200 guests to attend. The final straw came when they asked if I could loan them money for the wedding, because they'd spent their savings on a honeymoon to Bali that they'd already booked. When I declined, Michael suggested I work for free and they'd pay me double for the next wedding when they renewed their vows. I terminated our contract that day. Later heard from a colleague that they ended up having a courthouse wedding followed by dinner at Applebee's, where Michael tried to negotiate a group discount after everyone had already eaten. I ran into Lisa, Kaylee's maid of honor, months later, who told me they'd never actually gotten legally married because they forgot to file the paperwork. They're still telling everyone they're married and planning a real wedding for their anniversary. Some people should not be allowed to plan a dinner party, let alone a wedding.